What are some of your early memories of Hulk Hogan?
I think Hulk Hogan is one unique individual. I don't think anybody in our lifetime, in our generation, has been as humble with success as Hulk Hogan. Because usually the guys who are on top like that just don't care. And Hulk Hogan is a guy that can rough you up a little bit, and then he wants to know you're okay. Most guys, when they reach that level, you know, if you're okay, if you're not okay, they don't care. They just move on. So Hulk Hogan was a very unique individual, a gentleman, I would say, if I'd say anything at all, a gentleman.
What are your early memories of Junkyard Dog? And a lot of people say he was out of control sometimes.
Junkyard had issues, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay. How well were you received by the locker room? Pretty good.
Great.
Okay.
That's you know, and I thank God. And I'm not going to get all religious on you either, but I am a Christian. Okay, who knows that? I thank God that He has given me the ability to have a great personality. In most people, if I'm around them any length of time, they gravitate to me. I'm received very well because I like to play. I like to make people happy. I'm what you call the comic. You know, I'm the laughter. I light up the dressing room. I come in lifting people's spirits, and that's what I pretty much did my whole career. And so I was pretty well received because I tried to bring joy to people's lives and lift folk. Yeah.
I guess one of the early teams that you managed was obviously Iron Sheik and Volkov. What are some of your memories of managing those two?
Those were my rough. Those early initial days were my most difficult ones, and they're the ones that I look back on with not so fond memories. The Iron Sheik is he's in a class all by himself. I can't believe it. You know, but there's not a person with a bigger heart than the Iron Sheik. Okay, but he has issues, and you just have to be up for the task. I tell you, when you're dealing with him. Now, Nikolai Volkov, on the other hand, is just an absolutely great person. Anybody would tell you that. Fair, honest, somebody you can confide in, trust in. Great guy, you know.
How did you adjust to the travel schedule? Is it tough?
I never did.
No.
That was my big problem. I just never did. I never liked being away from home all this large number of days, and you know, I remember my first time out the gate was 49 days. I was thinking 7 days in a week, so whether it be 7 weeks, right? And that just wasn't for me. I had kids. I have children, and I just didn't like it. That's the only thing. I never could get on the road. I didn't care too much for that.
What was Ultimate Warrior like?
Now we get into one of those areas where you got to look at the contract and see the small print. The Ultimate Warrior could be a word that starts with PR. He could be that if he didn't like you.
Right. Was he as crazy as everybody says he was?
If he didn't like you. But if he liked you, he was just a good friend to have. You know.
Did he like you?
He did.
Okay.
Very, very few people disliked me. I think I only met 3 guys in my whole career that didn't like me.
Who's that?
Well, I'm not going to say.
Okay.
I opened myself up for a lawsuit.
Right. Kamala, when he came into the territory early on.
Yeah, now I worked a lot on the same cards with Kamala because he came in for Geico quite a bit.
Right. What are your early memories of Kamala? What was he like to work with?
it was good, and it was interesting because the fans always had a different response to him than they normally did. But I tell you what I noticed about him when he was working for World Class. You would always have marks that would jump some of the guys, but they never jumped him.
Right.
And it was because of that the gimmick that he had. The people bought it, and they was like, this guy's crazy, He says,
The fear.
Yeah.
What are your memories of managing Kamala? Because you got to manage Kamala a little bit.
People assume, well, if this is an African American guy, and this is an African American guy, they're just automatically going to be tight. And it wasn't that way. I consider Kamala one of my best friends in the business, but I wouldn't want to work with him. I wouldn't ever want to manage him. He has his ways that are directly adverse to mine. And while we are friends, even to this day, we keep in contact. But I would never want to work with him again. He's just he has his ways. That's all I'm going to say. He has his ways. I'd rather manage Butch. If I had a choice between managing Butch Reed and Kamala, I'd want to manage Butch Reed. But if I had a chance to make money managing Kamala, and I could go somewhere else and be with Butch Reed, then I would want to work with Kamala.
Kamala, we did an interview with Kamala, and he said during his run when he was main eventing, he was making so much less money than the Ultimate Warrior, and the Ultimate Warrior used to drive him around in his limo for free and everything. Did you see that happening?
I did.
Do you think he was taken advantage of?
I do. Yes. Let's face it. And that didn't have anything to do with race either. I mean, it didn't happen because he was Kamala, an African-American worker, and he'd been taken advantage of. That happens. It happened to the one-man game. It happens to guys all the time. One person gets all the money, but everybody helps make the show. So there you go. I don't think I was paid well.
At what point in WWF did you feel your confidence growing where you felt like, hey, I'm doing really good, the office is giving me more TV time, more guys to have programs with? At what point was that?
The first day I got there. You ever heard, I said a few minutes ago, I believe myself to be a natural. 3 minutes into a promo, and I was just like, being at home, just like when I was in Central States and when I was in Southwest.
What are your memories of your very first WrestleMania?
I was like, I'm a part of history. Because at that particular time, that was the largest
WrestleMania 3.
WrestleMania 3. That's the one I was a part of.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you make any outrageous purchases at all in the beginning with all the money you were making?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Did Missy Hyatt come in? I think Missy came into the territory for maybe 2 weeks or something. She did in Missy's Manor, and I think you were one of the only guests that she ever interviewed.
Right.
What are your memories of that?
I thought she was an awfully good-looking woman.
Right.
And that's number one. Number two, I thought she was an awfully good-looking woman. That's number two. And then number three, I thought she was an awfully good-looking woman. Yeah.
What do you remember about Billy Graham feud with his run with Butch Reed?
I enjoyed that probably as much as any of the feuds that I was involved with any of the wrestlers, because we were dealing with, again, a legend. We were dealing with a guy that was, I think, the catalyst for the bodybuilding thing. But I think he was one of the guys that was instrumental in changing things from just being great big guys of the Haystack Calhoun type and the Grizzly Smith type and just the average big man, and to just go into this bodybuilding thing. You know, he was chiseled up, you know. And to have had the opportunity to work with him, and he was quite a talker. You know, he's quite a talker and had that flamboyant type of thing, you know, going. And the looks and the talk and the yakety yak, you know, to go with it. So I really enjoyed it, you know. I really enjoyed that situation.